Audit Report Summary, Benton County, Missouri. On January 22, 2025, the Office of State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick released a damning audit report for Benton County, Missouri, assigning the county the lowest possible rating of poor. The audit concluded that county officials had intentionally disregarded state law, resulting in the overtaxation of residents by approximately $200,000. This report comes as a significant blow to local governance, highlighting systemic issues in financial management and transparency. Timeline of events. 1. 2016 audit. Benton County's previous audit resulted in a fair rating which identified accounting issues in the offices of the prosecuting attorney and the sheriff. Recommendations were made to enhance oversight and review procedures. 2. 2017 audit. A separate audit of the Benton County Public Administrator's Office received a poor rating, citing questionable transactions involving payments to family members of the public administrator. 3. March 18, 2024. The latest audit began with an entrance meeting between the auditors and county officials, setting the stage for a thorough review of the county's financial operations. 4. January 22, 2025. The audit findings were made public, revealing the extent of the violations and the financial impact on residents. Key findings. Intentional overtaxation. The audit found that Benton County officials knowingly overtaxed residents, amounting to an excess of approximately $200,000. This action was in direct violation of state law and demonstrated a severe lack of regard for the community's financial well-being. Poor audit rating. The poor rating reflects serious deficiencies in financial management and accountability within the county government. This rating is a significant downgrade from the previous fair assessment and indicates a worsening of practices. Historical context. Compared to the 2016 and 2017 audits, which identified issues but did not reveal such egregious misconduct, this audit marks a troubling trend of deteriorating governance in Benton County. Importance of the audit. The audit underscores the critical need for regular oversight of local governments to ensure compliance with state laws and proper management of taxpayer funds. The findings emphasize that without effective auditing practices, instances of financial mismanagement can go unchecked, leading to significant harm to the community. Public involvement. Auditor Fitzpatrick's office has encouraged public participation in the audit process. Residents are invited to report any suspicious activities or provide information that could aid the audit through a dedicated whistleblower hotline or email. Conclusion. The audit of Benton County serves as a stark reminder of the importance of transparency and accountability in local government. With the lowest rating recorded, the findings call for immediate corrective actions and reforms to restore trust and ensure that residents are not subjected to further financial mismanagement. The revelations of deliberate overtaxation highlight the need for vigilance and active participation from the community in overseeing their government officials. The audit conducted by Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick's office on Benton County has revealed a pattern of troubling behavior among county officials, culminating in a poor rating due to their intentional violation of state laws concerning taxation. The audit indicates that residents were overtaxed by approximately $200,000, which is a significant financial burden on the community. Counterintuitive information. 1. Deterioration of audit ratings. It is counterintuitive that Benton County's audit rating has declined from fair in 2016 to poor in 2024, despite prior recommendations aimed at improving oversight and accounting practices. One might expect that with increased scrutiny and the implementation of recommendations, the situation would improve rather than worsen. 2. Intentional violations. The notion that county officials would intentionally disregard state laws to extract more taxes from residents is particularly striking. Many assume that local government officials act in the community's best interests, but this situation reveals a deliberate exploitation of their positions for financial gain. 3. Public Administrator's Office issues. The fact that the Public Administrator's Office had previously received a poor rating for questionable transactions, including payments to family members, suggests a systemic issue within the county's financial management. This history of misconduct raises questions about the effectiveness of oversight mechanisms and the willingness of officials to abide by ethical standards. For emphasis on public participation, while the audit process typically involves a degree of transparency. The call for public involvement through whistleblowing hotlines and email tips is a proactive approach that is not universally adopted in all auditing processes. This approach underlines the importance of community vigilance in maintaining accountability among officials, a concept that is often underestimated in the context of government audits. 5. Comparative context. The audit's findings are not isolated to Benton County. Similar patterns have been observed in neighboring counties such as Butler County. This raises the question of whether there are broader systemic issues within the state's administrative practices that allow such overtaxing to occur across multiple jurisdictions. 6. Perception of audits. There is often a belief that audits are merely bureaucratic formalities with predictable outcomes, but the stark findings in Benton County illustrate that audits can uncover severe mismanagement and corruption, challenging the common perception of audits as routine and uneventful. In conclusion, the findings from the Benton County audit challenge several assumptions about local governance accountability and the effectiveness of oversight mechanisms. The intentional misconduct by county officials and the resulting financial impact on residents highlight the need for ongoing vigilance and reform in local government practices. The recent audit of Benton County by Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick reveals significant misconduct and mismanagement by county officials, resulting in a poor rating and an overtaxation of residents by approximately $200,000. Several key aspects of this report warrant further examination, particularly those that may not receive the attention they deserve. These overlooked details are crucial for understanding the broader implications of the audit and the systemic issues within local government. 1. Intentional disregard for state law. One of the most alarming findings of the audit is the intentional violation of state law by Benton County officials. This deliberate misconduct indicates a severe lack of accountability and governance. The consequences of such actions extend beyond financial implications. They erode public trust in local government. When officials prioritize personal or departmental interests over legal obligations, it creates an environment where corruption can thrive, and residents are left vulnerable. Significance. This aspect of the audit underscores the need for stronger regulatory frameworks and oversight mechanisms at the local level. It raises questions about the safeguards in place to prevent such violations and the effectiveness of current auditing practices. The public must demand transparency and accountability to ensure that similar abuses do not recur. 2. Historical context of audit findings. The audit reveals a troubling trend in Benton County's financial management over several years. Comparing the current findings with previous audits such as the 2016 report that rated the county as fair, it is evident that the situation has deteriorated. The 2017 audit of the Public Administrator's Office, which also received a poor rating due to questionable transactions, indicates a pattern of neglect and mismanagement. Significance. This historical context emphasizes that the issues in Benton County are not isolated incidents but part of a larger systemic failure. The repeated findings of poor management suggest that prior recommendations may have been ignored or inadequately addressed. It should serve as a wake-up call for residents and lawmakers alike to advocate for more rigorous oversight and reform to prevent future mismanagement. 3. Public engagement and whistleblower mechanisms. The audit report highlights the importance of public participation in the auditing process, encouraging residents to report any suspicious activities through a whistleblower hotline. This aspect is often overlooked but is vital for enhancing the audit's effectiveness and accountability. It empowers citizens to take an active role in safeguarding their community's financial integrity. Significance. By promoting a culture of whistleblowing, The audit encourages transparency and citizen engagement. This mechanism can serve as a deterrent against misconduct, as officials may think twice before engaging in unethical practices if they know residents are vigilant and willing to speak out. Strengthening this connection between the public and auditing processes can lead to more informed communities and better governance. 4. Comparative analysis with other counties. The report mentions other counties such as Butler County that have also faced issues of overtaxation. While these comparisons may seem peripheral, they are essential for understanding the broader landscape of local governance in Missouri. The systemic nature of these problems suggests that Benton County is not an outlier but part of a troubling trend affecting multiple jurisdictions. Significance: recognizing that these issues are widespread can galvanize state-level reforms and initiatives aimed at improving financial oversight across counties. It highlights the need for a collaborative approach to address local government failures, ensuring that lessons learned in one county can inform practices in others. 5. Potential impact on residents. The financial ramifications of the audit's findings are significant, with residents overtaxed by $200,000. However, the impact extends beyond mere financial loss. It can affect community services, infrastructure funding, and overall quality of life. Residents may face increased fees or reduced services as the county attempts to rectify its financial mismanagement. Significance: this economic impact emphasizes the real-world consequences of government mismanagement. It is crucial for residents to understand how audit findings translate into tangible effects on their lives. Awareness can lead to greater civic engagement and pressure on local officials to prioritize ethical governance and responsible financial management. 6. Call for reform and transparency. The audit serves as a critical reminder of the need for reform in local government practices. It highlights the importance of transparent financial management and the necessity of adhering to state laws. The findings should prompt discussions among residents and officials about implementing stricter compliance measures and enhancing oversight. Significance: advocating for reform in response to the audit can lead to meaningful changes in how local governments operate. It can foster a culture of accountability, ensuring that officials are held to higher standards and that residents' interests are prioritized. This could involve legislative changes, community initiatives, or enhanced training for public officials. Conclusion: the Benton County audit reveals serious misconduct and systemic failures in local governance that demand attention. The overlooked aspects of the report, intentional law violations, historical context, public engagement, comparative analysis, resident impact, and the need for reform, are vital for understanding the implications of the findings. They highlight the importance of transparency, accountability, and community involvement in fostering a responsible local government. As residents become more informed and engaged, they can advocate for the changes necessary to protect their interests and ensure ethical governance in Benton County and beyond. 1. Intentional violation of state law. The audit revealed that Benton County officials deliberately disregarded state laws, leading to an overtaxation of residents by approximately $200,000. This points to a severe breach of fiduciary duty and ethical governance, suggesting a systemic failure in the county's financial oversight. 2. Audit ratings and historical context. The county received a poor rating in the recent audit, a significant decline from its previous fair rating in 2016. This deterioration highlights an alarming trend in financial management and accountability within the county government, raising concerns about the effectiveness of prior recommendations and the overall governance structure. 3. Importance of regular audits. The findings underscore the critical need for regular audits as a mechanism for ensuring compliance with laws and proper management of public funds. Regular audits serve as a deterrent against misconduct and foster transparency, which is essential for maintaining public trust in local government. 4. Public engagement and whistleblower mechanisms. The audit process encourages public participation, allowing residents to report suspicious activities through a whistleblower hotline. This initiative highlights the importance of community involvement in governance and the necessity of creating channels for accountability which can help identify and rectify issues before they escalate. 1. The Enron scandal. 2001. Enron, once one of the largest energy companies in the world, became infamous for its accounting fraud that led to its bankruptcy in December 2001. Executives used accounting loopholes and special-purpose entities to hide debt and inflate profits, leading to a loss of $74 billion in market value and the loss of thousands of jobs. The scandal revealed significant failures in corporate governance and led to the dissolution of Arthur Andersen, one of the 5 largest audit and accountancy partnerships in the world. The fallout resulted in the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, which enforced stricter regulations on financial reporting and auditing. 2. The City of Bell scandal. 2010, in Bell, California. City officials were found to be overpaying themselves substantially while the city faced severe financial difficulties. An investigation revealed that the city manager was earning nearly $800,000 a year and other officials were also receiving exorbitant salaries. The scandal came to light after a local newspaper reported on the salaries, leading to a public outcry and a state investigation. Several officials were charged with corruption, and it highlighted the need for greater transparency and accountability in local government financial practices. 3. The Watergate scandal. 1972. The Watergate scandal involved a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters and the subsequent cover-up by members of the Nixon administration. Investigations revealed widespread abuses of power and led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon in 1974. The scandal underscored the importance of oversight and accountability in government and resulted in significant reforms in campaign finance laws, as well as increased scrutiny of executive power. It emphasized the necessity for checks and balances within government institutions to prevent corruption and misconduct. Future outlook: predictions for Benton County following the audit findings. The recent audit conducted by Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick revealing that Benton County officials intentionally overtaxed residents by approximately $200,000 has significant implications for the county's future. The findings, which resulted in the lowest possible rating of poor, highlight systemic issues within local governance and financial management. Here are several predictions regarding the future of Benton County in light of these findings. 1. Increased oversight and accountability measures. In response to the audit, it is likely that there will be a push for more stringent oversight and accountability measures within Benton County's government. Local officials may face heightened scrutiny from both state authorities and constituents. This could lead to the implementation of regular audits and the establishment of independent oversight committees aimed at ensuring compliance with state laws and regulations. 2. Public outcry and demand for transparency. Given the serious nature of the audit findings, residents of Benton County are expected to voice their concerns regarding government transparency and accountability. This public outcry may pressure local officials to adopt more transparent practices, including clearer reporting on taxation and expenditures. Town hall meetings and public forums could become common as residents seek to hold their leaders accountable. 3. Potential legal consequences for county officials. The intentional violation of state laws regarding taxation could expose county officials to legal repercussions. This might include investigations by state law enforcement or the Attorney General's office. If evidence of wrongdoing is substantiated, it could lead to criminal charges, resignations, or significant political fallout for those involved in the decision-making processes leading to the overtaxation. 4. Reform of financial management practices. In the wake of the audit, Benton County may initiate comprehensive reforms of its financial management practices. This could involve the adoption of new budgeting processes, enhanced training for financial officers, and the integration of technology solutions to improve financial tracking and reporting. Such reforms would aim to prevent future mismanagement and restore public trust. 5. Impact on future elections. The audit findings are likely to influence future elections in Benton County. Candidates may be compelled to address the audit's implications in their platforms with a focus on governance reform, ethical leadership, and fiscal responsibility. Voter sentiment may shift toward candidates who champion transparency and accountability, potentially leading to significant changes in the county's political landscape. 6. Community engagement and activism. The revelations from the audit may spur increased community engagement and activism within Benton County. Residents might organize advocacy groups focused on promoting governmental reform, increased transparency, and better fiscal management. This grassroots movement could lead to more active participation in local governance and a push for policies that prioritize citizen welfare. 7. Reconstruction of the county's reputation. Benton County's reputation has taken a hit following the audit's findings. As the county seeks to recover, efforts to rebuild its image may become a priority for local officials. This could involve outreach initiatives aimed at restoring public confidence, showcasing improvements in governance, and engaging positively with the community. 8. Long-term economic consequences. The overtaxation issue could have lasting economic implications for Benton County. Residents who feel financially burdened may seek to relocate, leading to potential population declines and decreased local economic activity. The county may need to invest in community development and economic incentives to retain residents and attract new businesses. 9. Increased collaboration with state agencies. In the aftermath of the audit, Benton County officials may seek to collaborate more closely with state agencies to ensure compliance with laws and regulations. This collaboration could involve sharing resources, best practices, and training opportunities, which would help local officials enhance their governance capabilities and restore public trust. 10. Legislative changes at the state level. The findings from the audit may prompt lawmakers at the state level to consider legislative changes aimed at preventing similar occurrences in the future. This could include stricter regulations on local taxation practices, enhanced auditing requirements, or the establishment of clearer guidelines for county officials regarding financial management. Conclusion. The findings from Auditor Fitzpatrick's audit of Benton County represent a critical juncture for local governance. The path forward will likely involve increased scrutiny, reform, and community engagement as residents and officials grapple with the implications of the audit. By addressing the issues raised and committing to transparency and accountability, Benton County has the opportunity to rebuild trust and create a more equitable and responsible local government.